Hey gang, this is Vicky Kelly with the Golden Rule Trades. I wanted to show the setups for today. As usual, we had a little bit of a decision to make, and how you made the decision was whether or not you were able to capture this first move. We can draw our lines conservatively here because this is in more than a 5-point energy line, which is pretty typical for right now. And as you can see, it fired off, but it did not return back to this 200 level. And therefore, if you drew your line here conservatively, you were not able to get in on this little rally here. Now, if you drew your line here, then you could, yeah, that would have been close enough for government work. You could have entered just about through here and captured maybe 15 points through here, depending on where you drew your lines. And one of the things we emphasize in the live room is do not get FOMO, do not start revenge trading, all of those things when you end up not being able to get on a trade. The market will be open tomorrow and we'll be fine. So that's as easier said than done, but alas, it is what it is. So we then are start looking for our down move. And this was pretty obvious where to draw your line for that, right? And as you can see, we got our trigger here. We almost got to our line, but we were in our target zone. And we know that once we get into this area, if it can't keep it, we get off our contracts. So we would have gotten maybe 5 points here to add to that. And then this next one was really tricky. I've seen this a couple times. It is impossible to trade in real time this way, but you see it in hindsight, which again doesn't really help anybody now, does it? But this pattern, I had drawn my line here, but I expressed in the live room, I was not real happy with it because that is a 9-point energy line right in the middle of the day. And so it may end up playing itself out, but that is really hard to have that much energy as you're going into lunch. And again, it might make it up here, but I think that the better energy line was right here. And the reason is that this big move, this big candle made it to the 200 level, through the 100 level into the zone here, all in one candle. And if you draw your line here, that's what you get. And as you can see, that fits this pattern very, very, very well. It hits here, it hits here, it hits here, it hits here. So I think that this was the pattern that played out, but there was no way to see that. I have seen it a couple times where it gets straight to this mid-range right here without stopping at the breakout level, and then comes back and retests it only to continue on to this target zone, which we see it just hit through here. Now, it's possible again that it will hit clear up into here eventually, maybe even in the next couple candles, but that is difficult to see and nearly impossible to play unless you have extremely wide stops, and which we do not. So I did take this trade. I did get stopped out, but when it resumed, I took it again. And although I was slightly negative when I got stopped out here, turning around and taking the up move when it re-triggered, I was able to make all of that back and even a small profit for the day. Unfortunately, we had already shut down the live room. And so I wanted to put this out so my students can see what an anomaly this was. And we will talk about this more in the room. Like I said, it is a pattern that sometimes happens in choppy markets, but I will point that out as well tomorrow. So make sure that you stay safe out there and good luck trading.